Rebecca, 1940. Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca is an iconic psychological thriller that subtly hints at same-sex attraction. Based on the novel by Daphne du Maurier, it follows a young bride who is haunted by the memory of her husband's first wife, Rebecca. Mrs. Danvers, the housekeeper, shows an obsessive loyalty to Rebecca, displaying an intense fixation on her memory. The underlying subtext of her deep emotional attachment to Rebecca gives the film a queer undertone. Though these themes are never explicit due to the censorship of the time, they are hard to miss for those paying close attention. 2. The Maltese Falcon, 1941. This noir classic, directed by John Huston, might seem like a straightforward detective story on the surface, but it features complex characters with ambiguous sexuality. Joel Cairo, played by Peter Lorre, is one such character, with effeminate mannerisms and a questionable obsession with Sam Spade, played by Humphrey Bogart. In a time when overt gay characters were forbidden, Cairo's portrayal was a rare and subtle depiction of homosexuality in a major Hollywood film. 3. Rope, 1948. Another Hitchcock masterpiece, Rope is based on the real-life case of Leopold and Loeb, two young men who committed murder as an intellectual exercise. In the film, Brandon and Philip, the murderers, share an intense and deeply connected relationship that hints at a romantic bond. The movie suggests more than just friendship between the two, with their emotional and intellectual dependency on one another becoming a central theme. While the film doesn't explicitly state their romantic connection, it was a bold depiction of a same-sex relationship, even if coded, in 1940s Hollywood. 4. Johnny Eater, 1941. Johnny Eater, directed by Mervyn Leroy, is a crime melodrama featuring Robert Taylor as a ruthless gangster. The character Jeff Hartnett, played by Van Heflin, is a curious figure in the film. His adoration and loyalty to Johnny Eater suggest an emotional bond that goes beyond typical friendship. While the film never openly addresses Jeff's feelings, there are clear undertones that suggest his devotion to Johnny might have a romantic element. Heflin's performance earned him an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, perhaps partly due to the depth and nuance of his character. 5. The Uninvited, 1944. This gothic thriller centers around a haunted house and the mysterious past of its former residents. While primarily a ghost story, it also contains subtle queer subtext, especially in the relationship between Miss Holloway, played by Cornelia Otis Skinner, and the deceased Mary Meredith. Miss Holloway's obsession with Mary and her determination to preserve her memory hints at an emotional connection far deeper than simple friendship. The film delicately weaves these queer undertones into its eerie and mysterious atmosphere. 6. The Seventh Veil, 1945. The Seventh Veil is a psychological drama about a pianist who suffers from emotional repression. The film touches upon themes of control and manipulation, especially in the complex relationship between the lead character Francesca and her guardian, Nicholas. Though the primary focus is on Francesca's romantic relationships with men, there is an interesting dynamic between Francesca and her piano teacher, Maxine. Their relationship, while not overtly romantic, carries a certain emotional intensity that some interpret as a subtle nod to same-sex attraction. 7. Gilda, 1946. Gilda, a classic film noir starring Rita Hayworth, is known for its complex portrayal of relationships, particularly between Johnny Farrell, played by Glenn Ford, and Balin Munson, played by George McCready. Though the focus is on the love triangle involving Gilda, there is a palpable tension between Johnny and Balin, which some interpret as a coded depiction of homosexuality. Balin's obsession with Johnny and the way they interact suggests that their relationship might be more than just business. The film's layered portrayal of desire and power adds depth to this potential queer subtext. 8. The Picture of Dorian Gray, 1945. Oscar Wilde's classic novel The Picture of Dorian Gray has always been known for its exploration of vanity, desire, and hidden pleasures. The 1945 film adaptation, directed by Albert Lewin, follows Dorian's descent into moral decay. While the movie doesn't openly explore Dorian's sexuality, his relationship with the artist Basil Hallward, who paints his portrait, carries an undercurrent of unspoken attraction. Basil's adoration for Dorian is palpable, adding a subtle queer element to the film's themes of beauty and corruption. 9. Children of Paradise, 1945. Although not a Hollywood production but a French classic, Children of Paradise had a significant influence on global cinema and included themes that resonated with LGBTQ+ audiences. The film, set in Paris, follows the lives of several characters involved in the theater. One of the key figures, Frédéric Lemaitre, is a charismatic actor with a complicated emotional life. The film subtly explores fluidity in relationships and identities, hinting at same-sex desires and emotional bonds without explicitly stating them, a nod to the era's constraints on open portrayals of LGBTQ+ characters. 10. The Great Lie, 1941. In The Great Lie, the focus is on the rivalry and eventual bond between two women, Sandra Kovac, Mary Astor, and Maggie Patterson, Betty Davis. While the plot centers around their connection through a shared love for a man, their deep emotional relationship with each other becomes the film's highlight. The chemistry between the two actresses and their characters' devotion to one another has led many to read the relationship as a coded portrayal of lesbian attraction, making it an intriguing example of how same-sex relationships were subtly handled in 1940s cinema. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about these hidden gems from Hollywood's golden age, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating deep dives into the secrets of cinema history. Welcome to Hollywood Secrets Information. In this video, we're diving into a fascinating topic that's often overlooked: gay-themed movies from the 1940s. Though Hollywood was far more conservative back then, filmmakers still managed to subtly incorporate LGBTQ+ themes into their work. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more exciting insights into the hidden stories of Hollywood. Now, let's explore the top 10 gay movies of the 1940s. 1. Rebecca, 1940. Alfred Hitchcock's Rebecca is an iconic psychological thriller that subtly hints at same-sex attraction. Based on the novel by Daphne du Maurier, it follows a young bride who is haunted by the memory of her husband's first wife, Rebecca. Mrs. Danvers, the housekeeper, shows an obsessive